So if there was any car in the world of EVs that could actually match from BMW, Tesla's sales pace and everything else, it would be this. Their sexiest EV, the i4. Pricing for the i4 starts at 258,000 ringgit. But that's for the eDrive35 with a smaller battery. You don't want that. You want this, the eDrive40 with a bigger battery and the M Sport pack. But for that, you gotta fork out 384,000 ringgit. So is it worth it? So from pretty much every angle, this car looks really good, except from front head-on. I'm still not sure about these huge BMW nostrils, but everything else, side profile especially, front three-quarter, rear three-quarter, looks superb. But you know, I can't decide if this car is objectively prettier than the older Grand Coupe 4 Series, because those cars had really nice hips, that ratio which is perfect. This one does have nice hips. It's newer and I like it for that, but I don't know if it's just, is it better? Is it just as good or? And the wheels, okay? 19 inches. These sets are 860M bi-color M Sport wheels. They look fabulous, okay? And the thing is, this car, the whole car, you can't really tell it's an EV because it looks just like a normal 4 Series Grand Coupe. Except you notice certain small things about the car, like the grille up front over there, which is kind of shrouded, no airflow really going into it. And the back over there, lack of exhaust. That's about it. Before you even close the door, you realize it's very, very heavy. I think because it's frameless, they put extra reinforcement. Nice stud over there. Inside here, it's very, very 3 Series, obviously, because you have all the same textures, you have all the same kind of leather, blue accents on black. Quite nice. You have the same super wide display here with the iDrive system and your driver display in the middle here. You get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The knob over here works just as well. You get a Harman Kardon stereo. Storage space. Feels good. Again, you can't really tell you're driving an EV. So in the back seats, this is a very, again, 3 Series experience, except you also get a lower roofline because of the coupe thing, Grand Coupe thing going on, right? Sitting down here, you have your knees very much raised, okay, because the floor is also a bit raised, all the batteries, of course, in the floor. You also get a carryover from the rear-wheel drive, engine-powered 3 Series, 4 Series kind of thing. Big hump in the middle over here, you get air conditioning controls down here and 2 vents. Besides that, you could actually use one of these cars with a sunroof, a moonroof, because it can get a little bit cramped, a little bit dark in here. Also, windows don't go all the way down, so even if you want to escape a little bit, you can't really do that. Boot space. You have a coupe roof line, but you also have a hatchback, you see? So, hinges over there, that means you get a huge loading aperture, allowing you to put in as much cargo as you would want. It's a very practical car in that sense. But the boot space, I don't know, it's up to you really if you find it practical, because if you measure everything, it has 470 liters, but look how easy that was to load up. i4, practical. So under this long bonnet, you find a 3-liter straight 6. No, actually you find a lot of plastic, because this is still a rear-wheel drive BMW, thank God. You have a lot of plastic here covering up the inverters and all the electric stuff, okay? But the motor, single motor at the back, which is 340 PS and 430 Newton meters of torque. So that's good for around 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds. And it's fed by a 84 kilowatt hour battery. Maximum range on a full charge, 590 kilometers. And of course you have charging. So fuel filler cap, not really. It's not a charging cap. So you have AC and DC charging over here. And for AC charging, 11 kilowatts, so about 8 hours to a full charge. And then you have DC charging up to 205 kilowatts, which should take around 31 minutes to complete if you have a 0 to 80 charge to go. Traction off, handbrake off, and woo! It makes a sound. Okay, that's too fast already. So in sport mode, there you go right away. It makes a sound. It insists on giving you a sound. There's no straight 6, silky straight 6 engine noise, so they give you like some kind of synthetic, futuristic sound. This car immediately, even if I switch back to comfort mode, strikes me as the kind of car that you can completely kind of give yourself over to in terms of the drive, right? That's how BMW operate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not even the fast version. It's not even the M50. This is just the eDrive, not xDrive, single motor eDrive at the rear. So, comfort mode for a little while. This does have adaptive dampers. So, you go into sport mode, it firms up like you'd expect, but it doesn't lower the car. It's not air springs like I would find in other EVs. Fun enough. It's very tight. The thing is, BMW, when they had the idea, hey, let's make all the cars, let's give every single model in our lineup an electric version. The i3 for the 3 Series, the i5, the 5 Series, the i7, you know, fill in the blank. So the i4 is a 4 Series Grand Coupe, and it's the only Grand Coupe shape 4 Series that you can buy, because if you want that shape, if you want the 4 Series Grand Coupe, you can't have an engine. BMW Malaysia will not let you. You want to have a 4 Series full stop, all you gotta do is just, okay, buy the coupe. What color of coupe would you like, sir? Would you like the 430i or nothing else? Or would you want to step up and pay a lot more money for the M4? Your choice. So kind of a shame, because to me, the 4 Series Grand Coupe is really, really desirable. And that's where I stand right now, because I think this car is kind of the most desirable EV, in my opinion. You know, without stepping into territory with Porsche, with Audi, with the e-tron. Yeah, those cars are definitely in the sportier category like this car, but this car won't cost as much as those. At 384K, this is a performance, this delivers performance like a sports car. Can I forgive the other things? Am I really missing out? Because right now this car looks like $1 million. And in terms of performance, there's nothing really that I would ask for it that much more. Which begs the question, should I buy, or should you buy, the i4 M50? You know, the first electric M car. Truly M car? Should you? I don't know, because I haven't driven that one yet, but I imagine it's not going to excite me that much more. Like, you know, when you would get an M340i versus the M3, that's a big difference. You can hear it, you can feel it, you can see it. But when you go to the M50 i4, you know, it'll just make the blood go to the back of your head quicker, because it'll push you back into the seat. It's got more power, more torque. That's it, right? Would it really make you feel all that different? Should you save hundreds of thousands of ringgit and just get the i4 eDrive40 like this? Because it looks the business M Sport Pack. Unfortunately, it also comes with all the little niggles, the foibles of the 4 Series. I am still not thrilled with that front end. The ones on the M cars look nicer. The M4, M3 look nicer because, I don't know, they're more squared off. This one looks like a pair of buck teeth sticking out. And it's so huge. I've gotten more used to it as the years have gone by, right? Like when the first 4 Series came out like 2 years ago, 2020, 3 years ago, I don't know. Whenever it came out, I was like, oh my God, how could they do that? You know, and I saw it in person and okay, it didn't look as bad as in pictures. But it's not good, you know, like the previous 4 Series, Coupe, Grand Coupe, Cabriolet, looks great. But it's a shame because the rest of the car is a knockout. From the side profile is great. The 3/4, even with the front, even with those buck teeth, look great. The back 3/4 looks fantastic. But to me, I don't see that as a good enough reason. I think, you know, just the way this thing looks and the way it makes you feel behind the wheel, that, you know, that rear drive BMW car feel is here. And it's not, and it's here in the same, it is here in a way that it is for the other petrol-powered, straight six powered cars. That isn't, and it isn't present in the SUVs. Not really, not to this capacity. Competitors to this car, that's a tough one, man. A tough one to answer, because right now, this car, you could buy it with the eDrive35 with a less powerful motor, also at the rear, and a smaller battery. And that won't take you as far. Weirdly enough, this is the sweet spot because this looks the best, looks almost as good as the i4 M50, and delivers the performance that is, for the most part, comparable to the M version of this car, the i4. But it can go on a single charge 590 kilometers. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's enough to make me not worry because, you know, after driving certain cars, you know, maybe in like the smaller, like the BYD Atto 3, let's just say, that one could barely, at least on its stated range, about 400 plus here and there. So you can, I use my benchmark is from KL to Penang, and this can do KL to Penang and then some. Yeah, let's get a load of that noise again. Sport. Yeah, I mean, it's a noise. Not sure if I like it. Not sure if it's effective, but it's annoying. Car makers and their fake noises that they put into their EVs to make it, I don't know, more emotive. I get why for safety it exists, right? You have a noise because it's completely silent, so that people like pedestrians, bicyclists, people who are just walking around your neighborhood know that you're reversing, know that you're actually there. But when it comes to providing me a more emotive experience when I'm accelerating, the fake noise, it just doesn't, it's a gimmick, man. It's a gimmick. Unless it's a very nice noise. This is just a noise. It doesn't sound like a straight six. It doesn't sound especially aggressive or exciting. It's just a noise. Overall, wow, I like this car a lot. It seems to tick all the boxes, but it also makes the eDrive35 sort of redundant because you want this one. It looks 10 times better than the eDrive35, and it has the bigger battery, and it has the more powerful motor. So why wouldn't you buy this one? And why would you buy the i4 M50? It just doesn't make sense. This is such a Goldilocks variant of the i4 that I'm starting to like EVs now. If EVs are like this and feels this good to drive and feels this good inside and looks this good, and you know, for the most part takes care of all the concerns I have about EV ownership and range. And by the way, this has also an 8-year warranty for the batteries. Yeah, it makes the whole EV package, ownership package, more compelling. Yeah, it's a fun car. Fun car. Whew. Okay, so i4 is one of the most, I think the most desirable 4-door EV you could buy in Malaysia right now. The reason? Well, just look at it. Ignore the nostrils over here, but the rest of the car is absolutely gorgeous. It has a lot of range. 590 kilometers is a lot. You can go to Penang and back. Not back, but you can go to Penang and just not worry for a couple of days about where to charge. Just take your time, you know? You can do a long distance cruise if you wanted to. It's also very well handled. This car really just hugs the road like a BMW should, even though it weighs 2.1 tons. The way it handles makes you feel so confident that you must forget you're missing an engine, you're missing all the auditory sensations that you would normally get in a BMW. And you're left with this package, which is gorgeous in this Brooklyn gray. You have the M Sport package. Just wish you have a bit less wheel gap over here, but apart from that, can you afford 384,000 ringgit to get one of these? You also have a lot of other EVs that are less expensive, thinking about a certain American brand. If I could, I would.